rebound. Isaac.
Isaac for three.
Got it!
You just gotta take that shot. And that's something that Terrafirma is not going to be afraid of.
What a response here for the Terrafirma team after San Miguel gets the lead. And a couple of three-pointers from Isaac Go. And the lead is back with the Terrafirma
Isaac.
team. As San Miguel calls a timeout.
Isaac, buak.
36 with 4:25 left to go here in the first half.
Time out.
Difficult for them. Alam natin na championship to eh. Panay sila down, panay sila namang game to it all. So parang yun na, we have to be the one to be extra mature, extra careful, extra disciplined down the stretch because this team, been there, done that na sila eh. So parang we know that we have to bring that extra effort pa. But lalo na, parang lang we can hold the lead because even down the stretch, medyo 8 points, medyo naging 5, 6, parang delikado pa eh. So we know that we have to be better, but today, great effort from everyone, the coaches, to the players, to the bench, mga ball boys, kahit sa boss namin, parang lahat, kompleto all around na showed that we really wanted to win the game.
You know, Isaac Go, we all know that his basketball mind is among the best, even though he's one of the younger players here in the PBA, but the maturity that he has during that interview, you know, unbelievable.
I mean, I agree with the way he is really developed, and of course he's the perfect teammate and perfect team player. That's why his basketball IQ is just sky high.
DJ, 3 balls there from the corner. Marshall misfires. Mark gives him another possession. Fajardo spins to the reverse, can't finish. Isaac with the rebound. Healing. Isaac back to home. 8 seconds in the shot clock. Healing lets it fly. 3 ball on the way. No good. CJ clears it.
Can you imagine they're going to the guy who Dumar was defending?
Romeo in transition. Misfires. Miguel gives him another opportunity. CJ will.
Foul. Right.
Well, that's the value of Roddy Prandial. I mean, when there's a do or die game that's being played, you know that the pressure is on for both teams. So those extra possessions will really come in handy. We've seen it with Terrafirma, now San Miguel, with Roddy Prandial's presence there is really giving them those opportunities too.
CJ Perez currently leading all scorers here as we turn it over to Pauline.
When you're the #1 team in the league, you can expect your opponents to give you their best shot every single game. And that's exactly what happened to the Beermen in Game 1 of the quarterfinals. CJ Perez said it was indeed an eye-opener for them, especially after his years with the Terrafirma G. CJ praised his former team's growth, saying we cannot take them lightly anymore. They're a different team and they're superstars too. And now with their backs against the wall, CJ says they have to face the pressure head on. The good thing is that the Beermen's competitiveness starts in practice. CJ shares quote, minsan nagkakasakitan pa nga kami, but it's nothing personal. It's purely San Miguel's relentless attitude, which they intend on exploiting this afternoon. Back to you.
Thank you very much for that report, Pauline. That reminds me, I was talking to some of the San Miguel players one time. Their very first practice of the conference, they went extremely hard. The players were hurting right after.
That's how that happens because all these guys are competitors, are warriors. So practice alone is so competitive already. That's why, and that's how practice should be done. It has to be really competitive from within.
And not many teams have the second 5 almost as good as the first 5.
Yes,
a big up here.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much history with the twice to beat advantage rule that some of the underdogs have been successful, in getting past also. But of course, it's not going to be that easy playing the San Miguel Beermen.
Bodies on the floor. Here comes Wami over to Holmes. Lets it fly. 3 ball on the way. Misfires. Jumar clears it. Here's Marshall. CJ. CJ still with it. Kicks it out to Lassiter. 3 ball.
Lassiter for 3. Bang!
San Miguel needs that. They need someone who they can rely on, that when there's a great defense by Terrafirma, there was a release and a shot from the outside.
Lead back with the Beerman. Oh, Carino. 15-foot floater is no good. Battle for the rebound, won by Brondial. Terence. Over to
Pass to
Perez.
CJ Perez.
Waiting for his teammate.
Terence.
Here's Romeo. Let it fly.
Tumira ng 3.
Got it!
Coach John Sanchez trouble here, Gino.
Terence Romeo now with 8 points in the game. Jonathan Cardell calls it 30-second timeout to stop the momentum of the
Shout out
Beermen.
7 million people.
Terence starting to feel it here with that 3.
Ayun.
Only scored 9 points. in
Tama
game
na
number
San
1.
Miguel.
And he's got 8 already here. You're not even done with the first half.
Well, that's something that
Abanti ng 4 San Miguel.
the scoring leader of the PBA can do. We all know how prolific a scorer Terence Romeo can be. Maybe injuries have slowed him down in recent history, but we all know how lethal that man right there is.
I mean, it's very difficult, especially if you're in a team that's really limited with talent. So if you're a great scorer in another team, you go to San Miguel, and you still beat the team in scoring, and that's really greatness for you. Here's what I'm talking about. He did struggle in game number 1, of course. 9 points is still good for me in a do-or-die game or in a crucial game. But yet, it's clear with the 3 out of 12 that he did struggle because of the percentages of the game. So what's in it for Terence right now? Look at the production. 3 of 7, 8 points. He will never be gun shy, and he will always be a threat.
4-point lead here for the Beermen. Stephen Holt being hounded by Marshall. Here's Javi. Now with Wami. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Thompson. Elbow jumper on the way. Over Jumar is good.
Drop it. He doesn't really fear anyone, even a 6'10" defender in front of him.
Thompson now with 13 points in the game.
29 in game number 1.
Right. Terence somehow makes his way to the basket and puts it in.
Dangerous. He's feeling it, and it's just oozing with confidence.
10 points in the game for the Bro. Wami. Over to Kahili. 3 ball from the top of the key. Got it!
They're really targeting the guy who Jumar is defending. They're really forcing Jumar to always extend out and to respect those shooters from the outside.
Perez runs into Isaac, and he's going to be called for a charge. Or is it just going to be out of bounds? Let's take a look at this once again. Here's CJ.
Pretty sure he stepped on.
Well, he ran into Isaac ball. So it's just going to be Terrafirma ball. And remember, Coach George called 2 challenges already. He won 1, lost a second one. So he has no more challenges the rest of the way. Terrafirma on the attack. Top shot. Another traveling. He knew it.
He needs that extra hand time.
Yeah.
Laki kasi, Jumar 6'10". You need like a 1 minute hand time to be able to get past Jumar.
So Mina coming in the game now. Gave Wami a little bit of a break here with only 48.9 seconds left to go in the first half.
We've seen and we've talked about it, Gino, how important the guys coming off the bench to produce for Terrafirma. They rely heavily on that starting unit and that big 4, of course. Let's see here if this guys coming off the bench like Mina can also help out.
Rabi. There's Isaac. They go to Stephen Hall. Hall using the healing screen. Look at the Healy. Javi, 3 ball on the way, short. Terrafirma starting to miss from the outside.
Coach John, he knows that they got fouls to give.
Dennis. CJ, 3 ball on the way, no good. Now what a first half this has been, Eric. And what a first half it has been also for Kevin's Romeo.
The pro is on point.
He is
Definitely
absolutely on point.
has already surpassed that dismal showing in game number 1, and this is the kind of performance that Terrence Romeo is known for, especially when he starts to take over the game.
He shot poorly from the field in game number 1, but here in this knockout game, the pro is absolutely feeling it. As the San Miguel Beermen hold a 45-44 advantage at the break.
The Hitman is back in Manila. David Foster and friends.
and you're watching the 48th season of the PBA Philippine Cup quarterfinals sa pagitan ng SMB at Terrafirma. Kahit na naging maganda ang simula para sa Terrafirma given their high energy and outside shooting,
They're trying to force something. Wani looking to back straight.
That was such a big shot at this moment.
kitang-kita niyo naman talagang ang nakakabilib ang tinatahak ng team na to this conference. At para mas lalo pa kayong mabilib, panoorin nyo ang top 5 plays.
Kubutin has been in foul trouble. Clarito. Clarito with a bomb. They spread the floor. They found the open man. What a way to execute their offense.
Itong laban na to with Barangay Ginebra out of possession. And that is an alley-oop jam for Stephen Aguilar.
And you notice Ian Zakalang, he took his eyes away from Japin Aguilar. And Ian Zakalang has to be focused on where is the position.
Court. 45 seconds to go. Hawks dancing around. And then attacking the hoop. Basket hook drop. Double foul. Stephen Hope.
Their big guns have come to play in this quarter. Stephen Hope, one strong sauce, and Happy going to that. The three top scorers para dito sa Terrafirma. Number 65.
They go outside again.
Round two with another pass. I love you. How's Japin Aguilar? And what a pass coming by Ralph Koo. And that's the fourth assist. And Koo, boy, Japin Aguilar went way beyond the rim that time. It's Montalvo. Extra pass. Ostana could not get it. Oh! Coming out. Yes, we were talking about the second chance point. Your second chance point. Pakinuha ng TNT. Crazy of Kelly Williams. Such an ungodly move, but something down with the immediate response on the other side. Classic ball game. Make stops para dito sa Rain or Shine, but Rain or Shine, like you said, moving that ball well. Just like that.
Robin play ba? Nagawang parang ni Anton Asisio. Keith Gatos Jr. bringing the Thunder first basket in this game.
It's a Road Warriors, and it's a 4-game losing streak for them. On the other hand,
Raise the roof, young man!
did you see how high he got up there?
And yung Puelo, isang ragbang lang.
Still trying to keep their play of hopes alive. Oh, what a punishment on that rib! With an exclamation point there on what has been a superb performance though. Tama yan.
Looking for the open man, he gets it to Coop. Ralph looking at Jumpman, he gets, oh, look at the touch passing there.
You know, Cool could have actually given that basketball already to Japet, but gave that pass this time to Stan Harding, and Stan Harding was a beautiful pass.
Better angle, ano? Mark does as well. Lumabak si Carino ang nasa loob ng laro. Gonzalez in no man's land, but he dropped it over to Zave Lucero. 15 puntos for Zave, a slam dunk gently.
Let's say, si Chris Rosales, exploratory dribbling ang tawag doon. But he found something.
That's right.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. Pollock's gonna go for the three. And he gets it! The atomic Pollock! A 3-point shot!
He's taking it again.
Got it
And
again!
he'll make it again.
Has 4 3-pointers for Robert Pollock.
It'll block on the Robbie goes
And now they're going to timeout. What a play!
Kwame Thompson struggled. Only 4 points in the first half. When push comes to shove, you go to your main man.
Taken
away by Maliksi. Quito makes it a 2-possession lead.
Timeout. What a big defensive stop. And Kelly Williams.
Montana, smooth move by Miguel Calvin.
Calvin and Steiner making sure that the thrust of his teammate.
Menaldo with 10 seconds to tie it. Black on the move. Hula! Hula ni Pugoy!
Fajardo, extra pass to Mo. Tautua will score. German Fajardo is looking for Mo Tautua. He knows he's got the hot hand, whether inside or outside. Mo Tautua, wow, 24 points for him.
Bulldogs his way through. Stop the 3 for a 3. And they keep their composure. De Los Santos will spin. Take the J. And hit it!
Now they're the timeout. And it's a 2-possession game, and Converge is looking good.
7 to work with. Holt making his way in. Gets it to drop. Stephen Holt gets Terrafirma the lead.
That is high percentage basket. Give it to Stephen Holt because he can do 2 things. He can score and he can also facilitate.
Flores and Navarro. They go to Tolentino. Gets the space. No! Terrafirma. Hands on.
It was a well-run play. The ball ended in the hands of their top player, Arvin Tolentino.
Man, Tolentino with 6 on the shot clock. Arvin against the bid, the step back, the jumper, money for Tolentino.
Ito yung sinasabi natin, matitest yung depensa nito si Christian David. Tolentino just knew exactly how much spacing it. Oh!
Sonny Winston not trying to take this. That's a big shot from Sonny.
The one player I told you they must be scared of because he's a scorer and he's willing to shoot.
Balik sa liwa, Lamang. When he dropped his teammate, he will attack. Make the jumper from 15. And Jeremy Dexter. He just wants to go home and get the playoff slot. That was only he waved off the teammate who wants to screen for him and said, ako na bahala rito.
Jumps and look at it. Napakaaga dito. Getting to know the court, getting his shots up, practicing.
45 seconds to go. Hawk dancing around. And then attacking the hoop. Basket hook drop. Plus a foul. Stephen Holt.
Terrafirma has just been more solid here in the 4th quarter. Their big guns have come to play in this quarter. Stephen Holt.
Kelly Williams overcooked it. Second effort is good for 2. For Phoenix, great find as Kelly goes reverse. Went fancy with it on the layup. Kelly stretches for the layup. He has been attacking that shaded area. Kelly Williams wants to go coast to coast. That's an end one for Kelly. Williams. Oh, with a head against everyone. Won't connect. Kelly, second effort and one. Kelly Williams, 17 points, 13 rebounds. He's a plus 19 in the ball game. And it was really his energy in that third quarter that helped TNT turn things around.
Absolutely. He did all of the things that you need from Kelly Williams. Really turning back the clock there and showing what he could still do.
Mga kapatid, nagpapatuloy ang ating live coverage ng 2024 PBA Philippine Cup quarterfinals, and this is your X's and O's Arena Plus live halftime.
halftime here over at the Ninoy Aquino Stadium, with the Terrafirma Chief down 44-45 against the San Miguel Beermen in this do-or-die match. And well, this has been an excellent first half so far, Eric.
But it's been really close, Terrafirma. You know, when it comes to scoring more than 20 points in the second quarter, San Miguel held them down to only 19 points. So that's the kind of defense that you know, San Miguel would really have. But when you look at the stats alone, these are some things that you really expect. 3-point shooting will belong to Terrafirma. Rebounding will belong to San Miguel. But then when you look at the stats, I'm really, you know, amazed by how Terrafirma is also fighting for those rebounds. The points in the paint, of course, will always go to San Miguel. But Terrafirma, because of their, you know, their desire to really match up with the rebounding strength of San Miguel, they're also getting their fair share or contribution also from the second chance points.
The halftime stats are brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. The leading scores are on your screens right there. CJ Perez and Terrence Romeo leading the way for the Beermen, 14 and 10. Chongson and Holt leading the way for Terrafirma with 13 and 12. And the second half is on. Terrafirma ball. Here's Ramos. Puts it on the floor. Ramos to the hook shot. Puts it off the glass and in.
You know, I don't really know if it's a game plan, but every time that they're swinging the ball, it's always towards the guy of Junmar Fajardo.
They're hunting Junmar so far here in the game. And they always, when they hunt Junmar's in the perimeter.
Yes. I believe that they're really forcing Junmar to really, you know, expend more energy on playing defense, especially with guys putting the ball on the floor or even extending out and challenging three-point shots.
CJ Perez, double team, kicks it out to Ross. Back to CJ. He's got Holt on him. Ramos is on the ground.
Well, it took a while for Ramos to really get up, and it seems that he kind of twisted his ankle here.
He was limping as he stood up.
Well, Coach George is saying that he could have been called for 3 seconds there.
Well, he was down there for a long time.
Well, they're the ones playing defense, so technically he could sit there if he really wants to. But yes, you know, it really took a while for him to get up, and he seems to be limping right now.
So that's going to bring in Carino. Albert Ramos, who just scored on that hook shot to start the second half, to give the lead back to Terrafirma. Now it looks like he's going to be done for the game. Let's see what happens to him.
Well, they need Ramos, and they need each and every warm body in that bench.
CJ misses. Junmar turns a negative into positive.
Junmar would always have his points for sure, and there's really no stopping the Kraken and putting up the numbers.
He's got 6 points and 13 boards right now. Holt. Isaac, long two on the way, overcooks it. Here comes Ross. Over to Junmar, long two on the way, no good. Battle for the rebound and hand the white shirts. Wami, open for three in transition as misfires it. Carino chases it down.
Offensive rebounding again. I mean, a lot of the Terrafirma three-pointers have always resulted into long bounces.
Carino. And a foul going to be called there on CJ.
This is a golden opportunity for Kemar Carino to really shine and establish himself as, you know, an emerging superstar if he can really get the goods for Terrafirma in a do-or-die game like this.
Here's Carino. He can hit this. Open for three. No good. Ross. Rodney puts it up. Maybe that was a pass. Not too sure. But the ball will stay with the Beermen.
And that's the value of Carino. I mean, he's one of their best shot blockers out there. So he will be one of those who will challenge shots.
Perez will attack. Perez in traffic. Over to Junmar. Puts it in.
Johnson was right there, but there's nothing really much he can do when Junmar is under the basket, even on the rotation.
Wami. Over to Kahili. Now with Holt. Using the Carino screen to get the switch. Holt open for three. Hesitated there and misfired. San Miguel Beermen ahead by 3 points early on here in the second half. If you're just joining us, this was a battle. Terrafirma led most of the way in the first half. Gondial, back to CJ. Perez takes it out to Marshall. 3-ball on the way. Got it!
You know, one thing that was working for Terrafirma in the first quarter was those kickouts were not falling for San Miguel.
Yeah.
Now the kickouts starting in the second quarter with Terence Romeo and now here in the third quarter. So that's something that's really giving San Miguel a big, big edge when it comes to those kick-out passes and conversions.
Marshall Lassiter, one of the best three-point shooters in PBA history, drills that one. Well, in the first half, every time San Miguel would make a run, Terrafirma had an answer. Let's see what happens here. Carino, open for three. Does not make it, but Holt tips it in!
Out of nowhere! Over Junmar.
Wow.
It's all about timing there for Stephen Holt.
Wow.
Really has shown that he's got good rebounding skills.
CJ. C. Ross will attack. Gives it up to Blondial. Stopped there by Carino.
That's his value. That's why Coach John is relying on Carino and that interior defense. Remember, when you're playing San Miguel, the interior points would always be expected. But of course, when it comes to points inside and points outside, that's when San Miguel is really going to be tough to defend. Look at the length of the arms of Carino there, swatting away that shot.
That's going to be white ball as we turn it over to Pauline for this report.
Coming into the sudden death match, the Terrafirma Jeep braced themselves for a fierce fight back from the San Miguel Beermen, and this is it. That's why during the break, Coach John Del reminded his players to stay disciplined on the floor. He says they were lucky the Beermen were missing some of their shots, and so defensively, they still need to put more effort. Offensively, Coach John was not too happy with their outside shooting, and so he voiced this question to his players. Why keep shooting from deep when you can just drive? Meanwhile, for San Miguel, if you remember earlier, the coaches emphasized they need better ball movement, and after the first two quarters, the coaches are still not seeing this, and so for the second half, they want them to go back to their strength, which is Junmar. They need to set him up better in order to get those easy baskets. They also want to rely on their deeper rotation, with the Beermen saying, "Sana mapagod ang Terrafirma." Back to you, Gino and Coach Eric.
Well, your report has
On
been
point.
on point
On
right
point.
there. A missed three-pointer and Junmar scoring on the other end. And another missed three-pointer there from Terrafirma.
This is a big problem for Terrafirma, and Pauline says it all. I mean, if they cannot convert from the outside, they have to find a way, because this is something that will happen. I mean, the three-point shot, yes, they have been very good at it, but San Miguel is, again, if they're missing from the outside, they have an inside threat in Junmar Fajardo.
Just like that, Junmar Fajardo has a double-double, 10 points and 15 rebounds already as the San Miguel Beermen with their biggest lead of the game, 56-48 with 7:33 left to go here in Q3.
This program is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Behind every victory is a powerful winning ride. The all-new Winner X. Ride like a champion.
Junmar Fajardo, we all know how dominant this man has been as we take a look at the numbers there after an elimination round and in game one.
Yes, it's always been consistent. and whenever his team needs him the most, in higher percentage shots, and that's what we're also seeing in the third quarter. Junmar will always deliver.
So far in this game, he's got 12 points and 16 rebounds already. He only had 4 points in the first half. So, just as Pauline mentioned, Coach George said, go down to Junmar here in the third, and San Miguel has been doing that, and he has been responding.
You know what's difficult is Terrence Romeo scored, from the outside in the second quarter. Here, Lassiter has scored a couple of those outside shots. And then, of course, Junmar's inside presence. So this is something that Terrafirma will be tested on how they can dig deep into their bag of tricks and find ways to score.
And another turnover here for the young Terrafirma side.
This is where the maturity will come in and the desire to really find ways on how they could dig deep and get this W.
And of course, when you're playing an experienced team, a champion team like San Miguel, it's always difficult as Ross drills from the outside.
And this is what's going to drive you crazy if I was Terrafirma, because now, what would you do? Would you help out on guys driving to the basket? And another turnover here for Terrafirma.
The experience of the San Miguel Beermen showing here in the second half. Look at the turnovers there. Already 10 for Terrafirma, only 6 for San Miguel. Carino, another 3 on the way. Still nothing from downtown. Ross on the break over to CJ. Perez all the way to the cup for 2.
Coach John has nothing, no other choice but to call a timeout. He's been burning his timeouts because he knows that he definitely has to regroup and try to pick up, the energy from where they started out in this game.
See Ross hitting from the outside. See Ross once again with the defense right there. And the layup, and this best move of the game is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. And there's CJ Perez with a dip-see-do. Right now, the San Miguel Beermen stepping on the gas here, wanting a knockout punch here in Q3.
They wanted to really establish themselves, and this is something that was missing in game number 1. I felt that, Terrafirma just shot the ball very well, and they did very well to surprise the Beermen in game 1. And San Miguel knew that the problem in game 1 was not their offense. They were still, going toe-to-toe with Terrafirma. The problem was their defense. And here, they are showing that they are making stops and forcing Terrafirma into uncomfortable situations.
Javi using the Isaac screen. Back to ball. Here's Wami. 6 seconds in the shot clock. Johnson all the way. Pushing 10. Plus the foul. Oh, Terrafirma needed that.
You see the expression, the body language of Wami Johnson. He is not giving up. Coach John Cardell, as Pauline reported it, was looking for opportunities to score inside if your outside shots are not falling. And where will the inside presence come from? From the smallest guy on the court, and that's Wami Johnson, who has a huge heart.
12-point lead for San Miguel. Ross, now with Marshall. Back to Chris. Brundial.
Switching to zone now.
See Ross misfires from downtown. Brundial giving them another opportunity here. Puts it in!
The idea of playing the zone is good to surprise them, but of course, the most difficult part about playing the zone is you don't have a designated guy that you can easily box out.
Rodney Brundial commits that foul in transition to prevent an easy layup there by Carino. Carino takes care of first free throw. That's his first point in the ball game. Look at the numbers there of Kmart Carino.
Most impressive to me is the block shots. Yeah. And again, he is also always contributing. He is at the forefront of that defensive game plan of Coach John Cardell.
2 for 2 from the free throw line for Kmart.
all he needs is just like a breakout game where he can really produce, hit his three-point shots, get a couple of dunks off transition, or even some facials. That's something that can get Kmart off his game.
CJ will get the switch. CJ on Kmart. Foul given up there. Well, of course, Coach George, no more challenges as he called 2. He won 1 in the first quarter, lost the second one. Let's see what happens here with Coach John Adele. (67-53) is the score. So Miguel Bierman turning it on here in Q3. And even the body language of Terrafirma now, it's not the same as when the game started.
You know what I'm really missing is the kind of confidence that I've seen them play in game 1 and even in the first quarter of this game. You know, that ability to bounce back when the chips are down, or when they know that San Miguel is making a run on them. I mean, you sense a lot of frustration because they couldn't really execute.
Yeah, and it's a shuffle. He shuffled his feet right there. That right foot did move a little bit.
Just have to move on to the next play. And like I said, they cannot show any frustration because when San Miguel sees that, San Miguel will just turn on the heat and put more pressure on you.
Assists, 15 for San Miguel, 10 for Terrafirma. Roliano gets away, puts it in. Very little resistance now from the white shirts.
Because a lot of the experience is now unfolding, and of course San Miguel is just leading the way.
Here's Holt. Comes on in the game for the first time. Lets it fly long. 3 is money.
Well, he could be a magic punot, as they call him. And Coach John would hope that Kamson can just bring in the much-needed relief in terms of offense.
Well, they haven't had much help outside of their big 4. CJ gets away, puts it in.
Terrafirma is now missing that kind of defensive intensity that we've seen in the first quarter of this game.
Well, Ramos was injured there in the third quarter.
That's when things started to change, Gino.
The scoop? Look at that shot there by Isaac Go.
You have to continue fighting. There's nothing really much you can do but just move on to the next play.
That's right. As we approach the 3-minute mark here of Q3. So Miguel enjoying a 71-58 advantage. Troliano stuck there by Javi. The second attempt is good.
So far, a lot of these guys are now just getting to the basket and getting a lot of inside points.
Right. Well, that's exactly what Pauline mentioned a while ago, what Coach George wanted to do. Well, San Miguel Beermen in its penalty now at the 2-minute and 38-second mark. 73-58 is the score in favor of the Beermen.
This program is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Arguably the GOAT of Philippine basketball.
Well, from what I know, he's simply unstoppable, and I don't really know if there's such a thing as a Junmar Fajardo neutralizer. I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen yet. He's just, he just has developed his game through the years. From where he started off I remember the 2013 stint with Gilas.
Yeah, that was it.
And from the World Championship that we have seen Junmar compete with the world's best.
14 points, 10 of those coming this quarter. 17 rebounds already for the Kraken.
And the nice part is, you know what, Gino? He does it with a lot of humility.
Oh, absolutely.
The greatness, personified, in my opinion.
He may be the nicest human being in the PBA.
6'10", with that kind of build. If I had it, I'm going to be a Batman. But not Junmar. Junmar is a gentle giant, but of course, his performance and his, his through the years, he's just so dominating with his game.
Oh, Terrence Romeo.
He's mad. He's another bad man.
Yeah, he was pissed after the first game, and he's showing it here. As Stephen Holt answers on the other end.
That's a good cut and a good find. Isaac Go showing his great passing skills and a good vision from the post.
Terrence. He wants to take on Rami. Terrence. Turn around, fade away, jumper short. Comes on with the rebound. Here's Holt. Holt. We go to Isaac. Now with Chongson. Chongson's got Don Troliano on him. Wami. Nice idea, but that's going to go out of bounds and stay with Terrafirma.
Rotation was quick to react there on that goal by Isaac. A good time for Coach John to really rest him. I mean, Isaac maybe has been giving it his all. I mean, it's no joke trying to match up against the Kraken.
Comes on. Goes to the reverse and puts it in.
Again, he can be that magic moment. As long as they're within striking distance, Terrafirma can always bounce back, especially when they start to gather back the kind of confidence that they had shown.
It's still an 11-point lead here for the defending champs. Jericho almost loses it. A foul has been called here. Wami going to be called for it. 4 fouls already on Wami Chongson.
Got to watch it. I mean, he's their one of their best scorers out there.
Sanggalang checking back in the game. He's been quiet so far here. Jericho puts to the floor, puts it up and in. So tough.
I mean, there's just so many, talented players who can shoot from the outside and who can always go high percentage and take it strong to the hoop.
Carino, connected Sanggalang. Over to Chongson. Back to Kamson. Kamson.
Almost, what a good move there by Eric Kamson. Following strictly what Coach John has told them from that court side check by Pauline, that they wanted to go harder or stronger to the basket and go a higher percentage. And he's doing it right. I mean, San Miguel already is in penalty.
That's right.
And that's the best thing to do it. If it's not open, just take it strong to the basket. Unless you just keep on taking that outside shot.
100 taon laban para sa bayan. Let's celebrate and cheer for our Filipino athletes as they represent our country in the Paris Olympic Games 2024. Kamson taking care of the free throw. Back to an 11-point game. Here's Proliano, now with Jericho. Cruz puts it on the floor, attacks once again, puts it up and in.
It's getting to the head of Eric Kamson. He knows that Jericho knows that Eric Kamson cannot, do an aerial challenge there on him.
So chance for the last shot here in the third quarter for Terrafirma. Kamson can't finish. And that's going to be it. But what a quarter this was for the defending champion San Miguel Beermen, as they flex their muscle here and take a 79-66 advantage. The fourth and final next.
Behind every victory, like a champion.
And there is Erica D, SVP executive. Of course, the SVP in charge of our national team, our national program. Let's take a look at the game summary here. Of course, the bench points, as we expect, in favor of the San Miguel Beermen.
Well, they've been leading with bench points even in game number one, and that's expected because of the so much firepower there. But the third quarter points has been really big, 34-22. This is where San Miguel really put on the heat, and this is something that has really been challenging for Terrafirma. But for me, it's never, you can never give up in a do-or-die game like this, even if you have a formidable opponent in the Kraken who simply was unstoppable this entire third quarter, or this entire game rather. You just have to really weather the storm and try to battle back.
And here we go, Q4, as Jericho Cruz will attack once again, and he'll draw the foul on Javi.
Terrafirma has got to show that same defensive intensity to start things out here in this game. And we've seen it in the first, we've seen it in game number one. There's always adversity in any game. You just have to stick with what you have been doing quite well.
In game one here, Jericho Cruz, 11 points, perfect from the field in 21.3 minutes, 9 of those points coming in the second quarter. And He is working on 10 points here in this ball game. But of course, we all know Jericho Cruz is a guy who has scored big in his former teams. Of course, with San Miguel, with so much star power, he doesn't really need to, but he can if needed.
Well, I've seen him, Gino, in some of the games, even in the San Miguel uniform, when he would go more than 20 points.
Right.
He would go wild in his scoring. He's such a talented player, whether you put him in a very deep lineup like San Miguel or even in his previous teams.
Yeah, look at the quarter scoring on your screens there. It's dominant third quarter for the San Miguel Beermen, as we mentioned a while ago, 34 to 22.
San Miguel is doing tremendous job in terms of points per quarter scoring. They've been increasing all throughout.
And that's a Jericho Cruz foul right there on Javi Gomez de Leano. As we turn it over to Pauline for this report.
For this final quarter, Coach John Cardell's reminders to his players were simple: to stay aggressive and to keep pushing the ball, saying we cannot be playing according to San Miguel's pace. Coach John also urged his players to dig deep in these final minutes because this is where their maturity will really come in. With their season on the line, the players were reminded they cannot allow themselves to get frustrated because this is exactly what the Beermen want, to tire out Terrafirma's key players. And so for the G, being complacent is not an option. They've come this far and they're not going to give up now. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you very much for that report, Pauline. That frustration that Coach John Adel was talking about was evident in the faces of Terrafirma there in the third quarter.
Yes, you see them like always look down, and you just have to keep your head up. I mean, you're playing a great team.
Yeah.
Legendary team. And there's no way that you can have negativism, in your mind.
That's right.
You just have to continue battling, and because that's the only way. In order for you to beat a great team, you have to be great yourself, and you just have to stay positive all throughout.
Yeah, a couple of misses there for Terrafirma. Here's San Miguel on the attack. Romeo stopped by Isaac though.
You gotta admire the fight back of Isaac. It's no joke trying to match up against Junmar, but he's showing us how good a center that he is.
Terrence thought that he got by Isaac.
Frankly, I also thought so too.
I thought so too.
you really get impressed with Isaac Go's presence because of his high basketball IQ.
Here's Tautua. Back to Terrence. Shaking free of the defense, but it's a turnover. As bodies are on the floor. Tautua and Holt. And Big Mo is going to be called for that loose ball foul. 10:46 left in this do-or-die matchup between San Miguel and Terrafirma. 14-point game in favor of the defending champs. Kahili. Looking for a teammate. Sends it over to Holt. Back to Kahili. Puts it on the floor. Drives by Junmar. Gets away. Puts it in. There it is once again. I think they're hunting Junmar in the perimeter.
I really admire Terrafirma for, really executing that game plan well. We've seen a lot of those times when they would always attack Junmar.
But Junmar said, you attack me in one end, I'll take advantage of you on the other.
I mean, that's pure dominance for you. I mean, they're seeing, some challenges. They want to make Junmar work on defense. But we're really seeing that Junmar can really do it for 48 minutes.
Yes, Javi Gomez de Leano takes advantage of his height advantage over Terrence Romeo. It's 82 to 70 in favor of the San Miguel Beermen with 9:52 left to go here in the fourth and final.
This program is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
Behind every victory
working extra hard to get that recognition. Gino and Coach Eric?
Thank you very much for that report, Pauline. As Junmar Fajardo scores down low once again. But why is there not a Sixth Man of the Year award here in the PBA? I'm curious.
We have a lot of those games, of course. You don't want to see the Kraken hurt there in that last rebound play.
And he is down. And he was holding on to that knee. Let's take a look at this once again. Junmar.
Could have been, right there. You know, after that,
He's actually holding on his hamstring more than anything.
I'm not so sure if the contact came in with Jericho with friendly fire or was it with Isaac.
Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You see 4 guys helping Junmar up there. He's going to walk this off.
He's going to try to hold it down because he knows. You kind of hold your breath that you just don't want to see, the Kraken get hurt.
Oh, yeah. And he's battled from injuries already.
So many, yes.
Yeah. And he's bounced back really well through all those injuries.
And of course, he has a big responsibility, not only for San Miguel.
That's right.
But of course, for our national team.
That's right. As the Kraken completes the 3-point play, he's going to try and jog this off.
He's tough.
Yeah.
He just needs to shake it off, or as they say, pinapagpag lang yan.
Yep.
He's a tough player.
Here's Javi. Now with Chongson. They go to Isaac. Javi open from the corner. 3-ball on the way, short. Battle for the rebound. Nice tip. Over to Pahilig. Puts it up and draws the foul.
What court vision does Isaac go have? And he wanted to get that board, but his mind worked so fast that he saw Pahilig wide open. That's why all he needed was just to tap the ball.
As young as Isaac is, that's really his biggest strength. Yeah, he can shoot from the outside. Yeah, he's big. But his basketball smarts is his best attribute.
Well, you got to also credit to where he came from.
That's right.
In college and, of course, in high school. Those coaches have developed his game.
Pahilig at the free throw line. Take a look at what he did there in game number 1.
6 points, a 50% on field goal. Of course, the 6 rebounds. He's, Pahilig can score.
Yeah.
But, he knows what he needs to get done. And he focuses more on playing defense.
Jericho. He's got Wami on him. They're going to try and go back to Junmar. Jericho can't get it to him. He spins, puts it up. Tough shot. Can't finish. Battle for the rebound and hands off Javi. Javi against Ross. Javi all the way to the cup for 2.
He's a great finisher on that fast break. He's got so much control, especially when he puts the ball on the floor.
Ross. Terrence against Holt. Terrence picked up his dribble, looking for a teammate, sends it over to Don, back to Ross, back to Terrence, I should say. Oh, he's on.
No comment. Literally, he can just light it up anytime. Don't put Terrence Romeo in a bad game. You expect him. Babawian in the second, in the next game, and that's what he's doing right now.
The threes of Terrafirma not falling like they were in the first half.
It's difficult. You come in having to play off with Northport and then winning another tough game against San Miguel. So eventually, you really will have games wherein it's going to be a grind-it-out game. And this is something that they're capable of doing, but of course, it's extra difficult against the Beermen.
Chongson over to Holt. Holt still with it. Over to Pahilig. And that's going to be tipped. And stay with Terrafirma. 7:27 left to go here in the 4th and final. 14-point lead for the number 1 seed, Beermen. Isaac, long 2 on the way, short. Pahilig with a rebound. Another possession here for Terrafirma. Wami. using the Kahilig screen. Chongson. Back to Kahilig. Open three on the way. Got it!
You gotta admire Terrafirma. They're not abandoning their strength, which is their three-point shooting. Despite all the misses and all the frustrations coming out of their offense, they're still taking those shots. And that's how you should really play it, because that's what really has brought you to this stage right now.
Terrence wants to answer on the other end and does! Oh, great game here from the bro.
Very difficult to stop, because when San Miguel gets into that in and out offensive set, you just don't know who you're going to guard now.
Chongson, the pass is intercepted here. Jericho Cruz on the break. They got numbers. Romeo all the way for two. And a timeout has been called once again by Johnny Del Cardel. San Miguel Beermen threatening to pull away here. Terrence Romeo doing a lot of damage here in Q4 for Coach George Gallant as they lead 92-76 with 6:28 left to go in the fourth and final.
Behind every victory is a powerful winning ride.
Terrence Romeo is no stranger to do-or-die games, having played several sudden death matches since his collegiate days. Terrence says his most memorable do-or-die game was actually when he was a rookie in FEU in 2013, back when they took down the twice-to-beat VLSU Green Archers in the Final Four. Terrence says this was very memorable because this is where his character was tested. When it comes to do-or-die games, he says it's no longer about the X's and O's. It's about your mental toughness and composure. And so for this crucial match against Terrafirma, Terrence says he intends on putting his killer instinct on full display. Gentlemen?
Thank you very much for that report. Well, that killer instinct is now given Terrence Romeo 19 points in this game. He is tied with Junmar for the most for the Beermen.
Well, it's very true. I mean, it's not anymore about X's and O's. It's really all about effort. And that's what San Miguel is really known for.
That's right.
Because that's why they are, highly regarded, because, so much experience and so much challenges that they had already as a team.
They're being very patient in this offensive set. They go down to Junmar with 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh,
Cruz!
Where did that come from? Defense on the weak side. Not seeing the cutters.
Biggest lead of the game right now for the Beermen with under 6 minutes to go. And Kahilig drawing the foul there from Junmar. So Terrafirma running out of time here. The postseason of the association is finally here. Watch a 2024
Terrafirma
NBA
nasa free
playoffs
throw
on
line.
NBA TV Philippines. One
Bye,
Sports and
Kahilig.
Filipinas Live. Hashtag everything counts. Hashtag NBA on Signal. Kahilig misfires that second one. And you can see the fatigue already with Terrafirma now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's, we've seen that, Terrafirma really go wild, especially in game number 1, wherein the starters really outscored, the San Miguel team. But, as in any team, you definitely need extra firepower from the guys coming off the bench, and this is what San Miguel has really been showing in this game.
Junmar Fajardo punishing Terrafirma here in the second half as Holt answers on the other end. The San Miguel Beermen, of course, multiple Philippine Cup champion. They're always a favorite when it comes to the Philippine Cup.
Oh yes. Well, they have an import. The Kraken is the import. And he actually exceeds the height of the imports of the Commissioner's Cup. Because he's 6'10".
Happy going all the way to the basket. So not quite giving up just yet here, Terrafirma. 16-point game. 4 minutes and change.
45 people in the house. Miguel, shout
So
out.
Miguel gonna use as much clock as
80,
possible.
96 lamang ng 16.
Fajardo.
Tampak ng 16.
7 seconds in the shot clock. Jumar makes his move. Double team. And puts it in.
Omar.
Very hard. I mean, even guys in Europe or in Latin America defending Junmar on the post, when he backs you down, you will back down. I haven't seen anyone who can hold down Junmar, and Junmar will not make any progress when he backs down.
Javi for 3, got it.
You have a guy like Javi who continues to put on the fight. He will never give up, and that's something that you really want to see in any player.
But you know what a conference this has been for Terrafirma though. At one point they were one of the top teams in the standings.
Oh yes, when you started things out, I mean, when you look back at the Terrafirma performance, definitely you will definitely be impressed, especially when Stephen Holt came into this team.
They kind of ran out of steam a little bit there in the second half of the elimination round. Started losing a couple of games. That's why they had to get into the playoffs against Northport in order to get into the quarterfinals.
Audrey, shout out. Nandiyan ka pa.
Both of them have been throwing at it. Of course, Chris Ross is also very vocal, of course, with his emotions. And again,
Bola ng San Miguel.
Same thing with
Wills Ross,
Magic
may dala ng
Wani.
bola. Wills Ross.
Troliano
tumira ng 3. Pusak, ang iring.
What is it with these guys, Gino?
101-83.
They come from a bad game.
101-83.
Well, I mean, they're such quality players.
Don Troliano.
Don Troliano have
Pumasok
2
ang
bad
3.
games in a row.
Yeah, it just shows, you know, what kind of players that San Miguel would have. And of course, you know, this young kid, in Kemar Carino, I think there's just so much future in him.
Oh yeah.
Definitely, especially when he starts to even get better with his perimeter game, with his shots, which I think he's capable of.
Terrafirma.
You know, if Terrafirma manages to keep this core together, the future is bright.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I mean, to challenge the Beermen,
Bawal by
you know, despite you just having to qualify in a door die against Northport.
59 people,
to push
shout
the
out.
Beermen
Miguel,
to the
shout
brink,
out. 59 people in the house.
it's a big achievement for the
59 people in the house. Shout out sa inyo dyan. 101-85. 103.
Dancing with Javi. Terrence still with it. Long 2 on the way, is way off. See Ross, no good. But who else? Junmar Fajardo turning the negative into
12
positive.
points by Ross. Lamang na lamang.
Going for the rebound.
Umiiyak ng Terrafirma ngayon.
Yes, you're going to be eliminated. But this is something that you can build on.
Yes.
Terrafirma, mag-ingay kayo dyan. 66 million in the house. Shout out. 66 viewers. Shout out sa ating 66 viewers dyan.
I mean, that's how tough this
Yan,
game
palike
is.
ko ng ating live mga
I mean,
pars.
it's not easy for the Beermen what they did and what they had to go through against a very young Terrafirma side who really continued fighting all throughout.
103-85.
You know, Chris Ross is one of the best shaped, most in
2
shape
minutes and
players.
7 seconds ang ating oras mga
And even
pars.
he suffered from cramps in how
2
tough
minutes
this
and
game
7
was.
seconds
I
na lang
mean, the
ating
score
oras
doesn't
sa
show
ating
it right now, but the
quarter.
first half was something else. Though.
That's how
65
probably,
million
you know,
people.
that's the
Shout
kind
out.
of effort that he has to produce to defend Wami Johnson.
That's right.
And chase him all over the floor.
Don Troliano
2 points na naman.
As Carino runs out of
105-87,
space.
wala na.
Javi, top shot, puts it in.
Kinawawa na nila ang Terrafirma.
Still battling out there.
Yeah. And right
Ang
now,
Terrafirma
it
nakashoot
is
ng dos.
105 to 87.
105-87.
With only 150 left to go here in the fourth and final. As the
Kinawawa na
San
nila.
Miguel Beermen will be moving on to the next round.
And timeout. Ayan, balik tayo. Balik tayo mga
Terrence
parts.
Romeo, who had a subpar first game, came
Terrence
out
Romeo
firing
nangunguna.
in all cylinders in this one. He was a man on a mission.
I felt that, aside from the Kraken, Terrence played a key role in this game. I mean, now it became apparent that when you stop Junmar, well, actually, I take it back. You cannot stop Junmar. You can only limit him. But if you get support from other sectors of the game, especially when the bro starts to score, of course,
And
CJ
shout out
will
rin sa
always
Trentay
be scoring.
dyan.
Trollano also, who struggled in game 1, is now contributing here. Very hard to defeat the San Miguel Beermen.
Arena Plus, astig sa sports. Coach Al Francis on your screens right there. Here's CJ.
CJ Perez may dala ng bola.
They go back to Romeo.
CJ Perez to
Trying to
Romeo.
post up Trollano.
Romeo,
decides to
tira ng
take
Perez.
it. Stopped there by Javi.
Ayan.
But Don Trollano
Trollano.
scoring down low once again for the Beermen.
Well, the extra effort on the
pala
part
yun
of the San Miguel team,
Ni
getting those
Romeo.
extra possession
Trollano.
was really key. And as I've said, during the break, the challenge
1
really
minute and 19
was how
seconds.
to match up against San Miguel when it comes to a grind-out game or a rebounding game. Because in the stats all throughout this conference, San Miguel always was
87.
tops, or at least was in the
Tambak
top
ng
3 in
20.
terms of rebounding.
20 na
And
ang
Terrafirma
tambak,
was
20.
down. So what I'm trying to say is, when the shots don't fall for Terrafirma, can they challenge the Beermen in those loose ball rebounding or getting the 50-50 balls? And of course, you have to contend with the Kraken. If you can limit them to just one shot attempt with the Kraken there, then Terrafirma would have had a better chance.
Yeah, they kind of did that in the first half, especially in the first quarter.
Yes, I agree with you there.
And the Beermen will win this possession as they review it. .113 left to go
Terrence
here.
Romeo may dala ng bola.
San Miguel Beermen just waiting for the final score as they will move on to the semifinals. It's Perez goes to the scoop, can't finish.
Pumasok. Bang.
And
Out.
it's going to be white ball. Jericho's always on.
I wonder what the reaction of Isaac would be if that ball hit him. I mean, what a reaction to the gentle giant, as what you call Isaac, because it went between the legs of Isaac and didn't even hit him.
Javi,
wow,
tough shot there.
Javi, 2 points pa Terrafirma.
You got to give it to this guy. He was
89,
really
107.
consistent with his performance with at least 15 points a game.
Yeah.
I felt that he has eclipsed already that average in this game.
He may not be a starter, but
34
he's
seconds
one of the top
na
4 most important players on Terrafirma.
Oh yes, him, of course, you've seen Isaac, you've seen, of course, Magic.
Pinasapasan ng
Thompson,
bola.
and,
Doon na tumira pa rin ng
Stephen
press. Katulad ng oras.
And if Carino can develop to who we think he can be,
Another 3
maybe that
points
could
by
be
Trollano.
the 5th
Don
missing
Trollano.
piece.
I think the most important thing is at least you have 5 good players, or 5 good scorers, I mean.
Yeah.
And then you have a couple of other, like maybe 2 or 3 more guys who can at least give you 10 points, 8 to 10 points per game. And that's going to be a solid team there.
CJ Perez already congratulating
End
the
of
other team.
match.
I mean, Terrafirma needs to be
91.
congratulated here.
Oh, yes.
They made history making it into the playoffs, winning their first
Final score,
quarterfinal match ever.
Very true.
91-1-0.
And winning against the top-notch San Miguel Beermen in the Philippine Cup.
Of course, the mighty San Miguel Beermen will be moving on
First quarter lang
to the semifinals. And good sportsmanship all around there.
First quarter
As the
lang
best player of the game,
pinanalo ng
who else?
Terrafirma
Junmar
dito.
Fajardo who was absolutely dominant, especially in the second
First
half.
quarter
I felt
lang.
that he really went wild in the third quarter. And that's the time when Junmar, he was the top scorer for the Beermen in the,
Second, third, fourth,
in
wala na,
the
hindi
third
na
quarter
sila-
of play. And that's where things just
Just
simply
lang
turned around.
pinagalaw.
Imagine at the half,
Yeah.
they were only up by 1
Pinagalaw ang
point.
score.
And come in the third quarter, Junmar just simply dominated the game.
He punished Terrafirma, and that's when they pulled away and never looked back. The San Miguel Beermen went on to win this. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Honda,
Next
the
game,
official motorcycle
Corintex and
of
Reno
the
siya.